Hello students, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, we have seen how to draw ILD for reactions at the supports. In this video, I want to discuss the ILD for shear force and bending moment at a given section. In the first half, I am going to discuss the theory part for ILD for shear force and bending moment at a given section, and in the remaining half, I will be telling you the shortcut method for ILD for shear force and bending moment. So don't leave in between, watch the video till the end, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, and also don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will get the notifications of my forthcoming videos in time. So ILD for shear force and bending moment at a given section. Now in order to explain it, I am considering a simply supported beam AB. Let A is the left hand support, B is the right hand support, and let the span of the beam is L. Now let XX is the section at which or for which the ILD for shear force and ILD for bending moment is to be drawn. So the section is given to you. Now again, in the previous video, we have seen that whenever the ILD for any given beam or any given member is to be drawn, remove all the given loading and consider a unit moving load. So I am considering a unit load which is moving from one end to the another end, and let at certain instant it is at a distance y from the left end. So load position is over here at a distance y. So y is a variable. As the load changes, as the load takes the different positions, y will be having different values. Now my target is to get the ILD for shear force at xx and ILD for shear force at bending moment at xx. So let us see how to get ILD for shear force at the section xx. ILD for shear force at section xx, I am denoting shear force at xx as Vx. So ILD for Vx. Now in order to draw ILD for Vx, I am going to consider two cases. Case 1. Now as per this case, I am considering that the load is to the left of section xx. Means load is in this part, load is in left part to that section xx. And case 2, load lies in the right part. So case 1, load is in this part, that is in the left part, and case 2, the load is in right part, that is xb. Now when the load is in left part, get the value of shear force at the section from the right part, and when the load moves to the right part, get the value of the shear force from the left part. So load is in left part, I will not be dealing with the left part, I will be dealing with the right part in this case. Now I am doing this in order to eliminate this load or this unit load. So when the load is in left part, don't go with the left part but go with the right part and get the value of the shear force from the right part. Now again, while drawing ILD for shear force, bending moment, etc., you will have to assume certain sign conventions. So for ILD for shear force, the force acting in upward direction, and if it is to the left of the section, it is to be treated as positive, whereas upward force to the right of the section is to be considered as negative. So upward force to the left positive, upward force to the right negative, which simply means that downward force to the left negative and downward force to the right as positive. So here when the load is in left part, I will be getting the shear force from the right part, and Vx will be, means shear force at section xx will be Rb, the only force on the right part. So Vx is equal to Rb, but it is acting in upward, it is in the right part, so it should be treated as negative. So minus Rb, and value of Rb is known to us, it will be minus y upon L, because which is the function of the position of the load. So Rb is equal to y upon L, and that is why Vx is equal to minus y upon L. Now when the load moves to the right part, means it is in the right part of the section xx, then you will have to get the shear force from the left part. So when I deal with the left part, the shear force will be equal to Ra, as it is in the left part and it is upwards, it is to be treated as positive. So Vx is equal to plus Ra, and which is equal to L minus y upon L. So load when it is in left part, so case 1 is for this part, So when the load is in the left part, it can have different positions. Out of these different positions, two positions are known to me. One, or I am considering the reference positions as these two positions, one at the start, another at the end for this part. So when the load is over here, y is equal to 0. When the load is at the section itself, y is equal to x. And when I substitute these values, I can get Vx as 0 and Vx is equal to x upon L. So assigning these two values to y, I am getting Vx as 0 and Vx is equal to x upon L. Now when the load moves to the right part, y is going to have two extreme values. Y is equal to x and y is equal to the entire span, that is equal to L. So when I substitute y is equal to x over here, it will be L minus x upon L. So that is the value of Vx. And when I substitute y is equal to L over here, then Vx will be 0. So I am getting 4 values. Now using these 4 values, I can plot ILD for Vx. ILD for Vx can be plotted like this. Now I am projecting this section in downward direction. Now y is equal to 0, Vx is 0. So I am showing the point. Y is 0 Vx, because it is the baseline. The positive value is to be plotted above, negative value is to be plotted below, and any value, if it is 0, it is to be plotted on the same line. So y is equal to 0, Vx is equal to 0. Y is equal to x, Vx is equal to x upon L, but it is negative, so it should be negative, and that is why it will be x upon L with negative sign. Now then y is equal to x again, Vx is L minus x upon L, but it is positive, should be plotted above. So at y is equal to x means at the same position, it will be L minus x upon L, and then it is 0 over here. And all these points are to be joined by means of a straight line. So this indicates the ILD for Vx. So I am naming it as ILD for Vx. Now the next is to draw ILD for Mx. Now in order to draw ILD for Mx, I am going to use the same trick. I am going to assume two cases. Case 1, load lies to the left of section x. Case 2, load lies to the right of section xx. When the load is in the left part, get the moment from the right part, and when the load moves to the right part, get the moment from the left part. So when the load is in left part, means load is to the left of section xx, I will be getting the moment at xx from the right part, and the moment will be Rb into that distance. Rb is y upon L, into distance is L minus x, so it will be y upon L into L minus x. Now when the load moves to the right part, I will be getting the value of moment from the left part. So load is in right part now, and I am getting the moment from the left part, so it will be Ra into x. Ra into x, the value of Ra will be L minus y upon L. So this is the value of bending moment. Now I can assign the values for y. For the left part, y is 0, this is the first extreme value, and second y is equal to x. So mx, accordingly I can get mx is equal to 0 and mx is equal to x into L minus x upon L. Similarly, for the right part, I am going to assign the values as y is equal to x and y is equal to L. So mx will be x into L minus x upon L, and mx is equal to 0. And if I use these values, I will be getting the ILD for mx as, so this is ILD for mx. Now y is 0, mx is 0. Y is equal to x means this section, y is equal to x, it is x into L minus x upon L. Again it is getting repeated for this part also, x into L, so both indicate the same point, and it is 0, and then these are to be joined by means of a straight line. So you can see that ILD for shear force for simply supported beam, ILD for shear force at any section is made up of two triangles. One triangle is on positive side, another is on negative side. Whereas ILD for bending moment at a section is made up of triangle with the maximum value of bending moment at the section itself. So this is how you can use the basic theory to draw ILD for the shear force and bending moment. Now let us see how to use the shortcut method. Pause. If you want to use the shortcut method, the method is like this. Let us consider the same beam. AB is the beam, L is the span, XX is the section at which the shear force and bending moment, means ILD for SF and BM is to be drawn for the section XX. Now I will be using the method like this. First, draw ILD for RA. Now you know how to draw ILD for RA. Mark 1 at A, mark 0 at B, just join these two and you get this as ILD for RA. Similarly, draw ILD for RB. Now ILD for RB, mark 1 at B, mark 0 at A, join these two together and you will be getting ILD for RB. Now, so draw ILD for RA, draw ILD for RB, and then you can get the ILD for XX or ILD for shear force at section XX like this. Project the section in downward direction. Then draw the baseline. Now, this section is cutting both the ILDs, ILD for RA as well as ILD for RB. Now, out of these two ILDs, see again, if you remember, when the load is in left part, the shear force at section XX is governed by the reaction RB. So, ILD for shear force in left part will be governed by RB, and that is why we will have to consider ILD for RB for this case. So, this is the section and I have projected it in downward direction. So, consider this part. So, this is the ILD for RB when the load is in left part. So, when the load is in left part, we know that ILD for Vx will be governed by RB, and that is why I am considering this part. So, this part of ILD for RB is to be plotted as it is, with the only difference that it should be plotted on the opposite side. So that this ordinate, say B, it should be B over here. So plot ILD for RB in the reverse or opposite manner. If it is above the baseline, plot it below the baseline. If it is below the baseline, plot it above the baseline. So ILD for RB should be drawn in opposite manner. Then go for the ILD for RA. Now we know that ILD for Vx for the right part will be governed by RA. That is what we have seen in the theory part, and that is why this part of RA, ILD for RA should be plotted as it is. As it is means on the positive side. So this ordinate A should be shown over here and draw the ILD for RA as it is. So this is, if it is A, it will appear over here. If it is B, it is going to reappear over here, and this is ILD for Vx. Now, in order to draw ILD for Mx, just extend the lines. Now, remember it well, ILD for Mx for a simply supported beam is a triangle. So, draw a triangle, and in order to get this ordinate, it is to be obtained by using the basic formula WAB upon L. W is the load, A is the length of the left part, B is the length of the right part, and that is why it will be X into L minus X upon L. Because W is 1, X is the length of the left part, L minus X is the length of the right part. This is how we can draw ILD for the shear force and bending moment for at the given section.